Welcome back, this is RB Sensei. If you like this video at any point, like and comment. It's the only way we'll grow. Now let's get into this ridiculous nonsense.
How about new?
Big thank you to my ex for making me so sad that I just threw up because I'm looking snatched now.
Are you fucking kidding me right now? She took time out of her day to come in the bathroom and position the camera right in front of the toilet and tell the audience that she just threw up and now she's looking so snatched. This is mental illness. But if you saw her out and about, you'd be like, oh man, she's a smoke show.
Yes, I'm a simp.
If you only knew the circus that was going on behind those eyes, would you still be interested?
You don't really want to know.
And yeah, if your ex-boyfriend saw this video, he definitely felt justified in dumping your ass. He didn't feel like, oh, I should call her and see if she's okay. He thought, I'm going to stay far, 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 far away from this nut job.
It's my ex's birthday, so I text happy birthday. He texts back, thank you, Miss Grace. I read it as thanks, miss you, Grace. So I text back, miss you too. He texts back, close enough.
Yikes. No, look at me.
This is why you block them after you leave them. There's no need to keep up. There's no need to, check out their feed from time to time. Completely X them out of your life. Because if you have a lonely night or something and they hit you up, you might second guess yourself. Never second guess yourself when you leave an ex.
You do not want to be my friend on TikTok. You do not want to be my friend on Instagram. You do not want to open the realm of what it means to sending me TikToks or sending me reels on Instagram. Guys, if there's one thing about me, if we are friends on TikTok or on Instagram and you've made me feel comfortable enough to where I can send videos to you, I'm going to send you every single day, at least 5 times a day. Ask your friends which blank you are. I just came across a video. Ask your friends which act of humanism you are. Does that come on like a normal For You page? I don't think so. They're my favorite videos to send. Ask your friends which character you are from Shrek.
What the f*** is she even talking about?
See, and this is where girls ruin it. You see her at first and you're like, oh, she's cute. But when they open their mouth, that's when they get disqualified, for anything serious. After seconds of watching this video, I thought to myself, this is not somebody I would want to know longer than an hour or two.
That's really too long at that point.
These are the type of women who drive a man to therapy. No amount of bedroom fun and delicious home-cooked meals could make me want to put up with this long term.
Men can actually and categorically ruin your life. So we're sitting down saying,
yes, and a good man can still be bad for you. It is so easy to assume that when we say that men can ruin women's lives, we are only talking about toxic men who disrespect women when that is not true. Good men who have different expectations for relationships than you do, who have morals and values that don't align with yours, who want to live a certain lifestyle that you are not interested in. Those men are also a danger to your life.
Well, no. How can they be a danger to your life if you find out these things on the first or second date? You could just move on with your life. So I call bullshit. Women don't got to make sense when they talk, do they? People will still accept them in society, even if they talk total gibberish every time they open their mouth.
What an am I right?
So not only are you guys going to talk down on the quote-unquote toxic men, and most of these guys probably aren't really toxic, they're just projecting. But let's just say all the guys that women talk bad about on the internet actually are bad. So now you guys are going to talk down on the good guys too? Fuck you.
Go yourself. That's how I feel.
So the overall message is even when men are good, they're still bad. I mean, we already knew that's what type of time they were on.
Which brings me to my next point, which is that having this mindset that all men are trash while still being open to the idea of being in a relationship in the future is doing a disservice to yourself. Because when you meet a man who is a decent human being, it is going to be that much harder to figure out whether you two are actually compatible or if you are just not used to a man treating you with bare minimum respect.
You're not going to be compatible with a man with a bull ring in your nose and a TikTok where you talk about relationships. Women like this are just doomed. They're never going to be in a peaceful, relationship that is successful ever in their life. Her brain has gone too far down that effiness road.
That's the understatement of the year.
Any man that will put up with her effing this nonsense is not going to be the type of man she will respect. He's not going to be dominant enough. He's not going to be alpha enough. He's not going to be masculine enough.
Not a chance.
Any dude who's trying to jump through these effing this hoops, look, she's going to destroy him. But she's never going to make a TikTok about how terrible and toxic she is, though.
Isn't it ironic?
And he's never going to make one because men don't do that. She's looking for that tall, handsome conservative who's willing to bend on his conservative views when it comes to all the things she want to change about him. And it just don't work like that.
Read between the lines, please.
Hey folks, we'll be back to the video in a second. Be sure to like and comment anything under the video. It's the only thing that's going to help us grow and blow this channel up. But you know how tired I get listening to these dingbats? Really, go ahead and support the content by joining the Patreon or the YouTube membership. For low as $5 a month, you get access to 1 or 2 exclusive videos a week, as well as getting access to my videos 1 day early. The YouTube membership is $10 a month for the convenience of not having to leave YouTube, or you could sign up on Patreon or Subscribestar for $5 a month.
Hell no.
I'm truly convinced that the reason why there's so many guys that blow up on TikTok for being attractive is because out in the open, in the real world, there's so many beautiful women. There's not one time that I go out and I don't see beautiful women, plural. Think about this a lot. Like, this is low-key my actual Roman Empire.
No, look, most women are basic. Seriously. Men are just super thirsty and they're always kissing you guys' butt and you guys are always kissing each other's butt. So the egos are inflated. Women are walking around, they all think they're baddies. But even with makeup, most of you are just mid.
Boom. Roasted.
The reason why highly attractive men blow up on TikTok is the same reason why they have success in the real world with women. Is because they're the only men women see. A woman isn't even going to stay on a TikTok or a reel or whatever unless a guy's super hot. It don't matter what he's saying. She's going to swipe as soon as she sees he's not model material. But a woman could be super average on social media and show a little, skin. And every guy's going to rush it as if she's, top tier. But she's really just another naked bitch.
Ratio of attractive men and attractive women is way off. We are so used to seeing beautiful women off screen, so it takes a lot more for a girl to blow up than their looks. Funny, we need to be creative.
That is bullshit.
Plus being attractive. Like guys where they just lip sync, not even fully lip sync, just watermelon with their lips. They blow up for being attractive. But all the time when a guy comes up on my For You page and he has like...
Are you kidding me? Who do you think blow up more for looking good on TikTok and social media? Men or women? She said women have to actually be creative and say something interesting. Yeah, right. No woman on TikTok has blown up for anything other than pandering to stupid women and telling them what they want to hear or showing skin. Those are the 2 ways women blow up online. Rarely does a woman blow up, in life period, but especially on social media for anything other than what she looks like. If so, there would be a bunch of famous, fat, ugly female jugglers or something.
God, you're sick.
The entire world is in a mental health crisis right now. And you want to know who's being massively, massively affected by it? Men. And I feel like it's common knowledge that that is because of the huge, huge societal pressures that are forced on men from basically as young as 8 years old. That men are big and brave and strong, and they need to be the breadwinners, and they need to not be sensitive, and they need to, boys don't cry, as the Cure said. But we're not living in the 1950s anymore. These are the most outdated ideologies that you could possibly have when it comes to men's mental health.
That all sounds good, but a man being sensitive and, in touch with his feelings, look, nobody gives a fuck about it. He's going to get beat up all the time by guys, and he's going to get ignored by women. His results will show him that, being a softie and expecting people to have empathy and sympathy and things for him, it will leave him effed up in a ditch somewhere with a dry peen and a black eye.
In the past decade, weight discrimination has increased by 66%. And this is one of the only forms of discrimination actively condoned by society. 6%.
Look, lady, just lose the weight. It's going to be best for you. Forget about society. Like, you really just need to lose the lbs. Not to fit in with society, but just for your health. And what do you consider weight discrimination? Because you can't fit in the chairs when you go to the restaurant? That's not their fault. You can't fit into the plane seat, so the plane has to make whale-sized seats or they're discriminating. I call bullshit, man. I call bullshit. Maybe they're discriminating on you because you have pink hair and trashy tattoos. You ever think of that?
Of course not. Of course not. Of course not.
Or maybe people are discriminating on you because you're a complete pain in the ass to be in the same room with. Look, life isn't fair. I wish it was. I wish the world was different. But if you're short, you're probably going to get discriminated on as a man. A lot of situations, if you're black, you're going to get discriminated against. Unfortunately. If you're fat, you're going to get discriminated against. People are going to look at you and judge you no matter what. And how you look is always going to affect how you get treated in certain rooms. I don't think that's ever going to change. But if it does ever change, it's not going to change because a fat chick with pink hair made a TikTok podcast.
Hell no! You shouldn't say that about a woman. Why can't you say women are wrong when they're wrong?
You want to be making moves on the street, have no attachments, allow nothing to be in your life that you cannot walk out on in 30 seconds flat.
Okay, first of all, I didn't miss the red flags. I looked